Hello. Hi, Himakshi. मैं बढ़िया हूँ। मैं बढ़िया हूँ। आप कैसे हो? How to know someone's true intentions? By being honest with them. Oftentimes, you don't need to know everyone else's intentions. As far as you have good and great intentions, that's what I have observed in life. Everything falls into place when you have your own good intentions. You must go about life with your absolute best intentions without asking or even worrying what others will think or what another person's intentions are. But yeah, communication always helps. You can ask them outright. You can look at them and figure out if they are being honest or not. But sometimes we have good intentions but they haven't. Okay, in that case, what can you do? You have to make a choice. You have to confront them on it. The only thing we can control is our intentions. We cannot control other people's intentions, can we? Can our intentions can change them? Maybe they can, they can't. But you still must always display your best intentions. I don't know, guys. Ah, uh, आज इतना सन्नाटा क्यों है यार? सन्नाटा छा गया है ये स्ट्रीम पर. व्हाट्सअप. कुछ नहीं यार, बस आज पता नहीं क्या बोलूं, कुछ मन में नहीं आ रहा. पता है पहली की स्ट्रीमों में इन माय when there were there when there weren't many viewers, what I used to do was that I just used to talk. Used to be able to talk, but nowadays I've noticed in when I'm streaming, I cannot just talk. मैं खुलकर तो नहीं, खुलकर तो मैं बोल लेता हूँ, लेकिन मैं बात नहीं कर पाता इतनी. आई डोंट हैव टॉपिक्स लेफ्ट. आई डोंट नो व्हाई दैट इज. जब मेरी स्ट्रीम कोई नहीं देखता था तब मेरे पास बोलने के लिए बहुत कुछ होता था. अब कमी नहीं है बोलने की, लेकिन मैं ऐसे सामने से कोई टॉपिक नहीं लाता. I just let you guys ask me questions and I just answer them. That's what I do in the stream. I think that's how it should be for now, at least. Pick your favorite one then. Pick my favorite one. That takes my favorite one. There's lots of topics that I have which are my favorite one. In fact, there does not need to be a favorite topic. I can just go off on any literally any topic. It might just be that I don't have much to say. I am just content answering all of your questions. Why this happens that to someone we plan to talk so many gossips, but when moment come, we got speechless or cannot understand what to say. Because when you're planning things, it's different. When you're thinking about those things, it's just something that is in your mind. And it's much easier to think and fantasize about things than it is when you're actually in front of that thing. This happens with lots of people when they're planning to go on a stage or perform on a big day. In their mind, they're planning out an extravagant day, an amazing day, but when it comes time for performance, they are going to just fumble. This is why muscle memory is so important, and this is why we underestimate the power of accumulating skills over the long period of time. When you haven't done anything, there is no way for you. When you haven't done anything, proper skill, okay, and when you first do it, you are absolutely going to make mistakes. Be it anything, be it interacting with people, be it properly talking to people, be it improving at one habit, whatever. We are ultimately animals of habit. So if our habit is to constantly keep overthinking, if our habit is we don't know how to formulate our expressions well, we don't know how to communicate well, then unless and until we actively put conscious effort and make a change into those things, we are not going to improve, and that nothing about that is going to change. So it's all about muscle memory. That's why we underestimate skills in people. We look at people and then we go, okay, this is easy, I can do it. But try doing that even for one day, and you'll realize how important accumulating skills over the long period of time is. You absolutely need to put in the repetitions and develop your muscle memory. Then you won't be speechless. Then you won't have a problem expressing your thoughts properly. This is not exactly relevant to the question that Himakshi asked. She had asked, speeches are going to understand what to say. See, your question is a little bit vague, Himakshi, because your situation can be like, it can differ. Pick your favorite. कैसा है? मैं अच्छा हूँ यार, आप कैसे हो? I mean, what inspires you the most? What inspires me the most? I myself inspire myself the most. Like, I don't really need any source of inspiration these days. Like, it's just like me. I can look at what I am and I can just get inspired from that. I don't work in inspirations anymore. When I was younger, I used to make the mistake of working not based on consistency but based on intensity. So I would advise all of you, in fact, that don't work on inspiration. Work on just developing consistent discipline. Because if you're working based on inspiration comes and goes, motivation comes and goes, feelings come and go, but muscle memory will not really easily go. So you don't need to work in unpredictability, you need to work in predictability as much as you can. And that's literally the accumulation and power of skills, developing skills, skill acquisition. बधाई हो 5K हो गए. शुक्रिया, धन्यवाद आपका. Hello. Hello guys. How are you? I am good. I am good. Why the person having so much money always dress so decent and the ones having empty vessels are egoistics? यार जिनका जो प्रेफरेंस होता है यार, ये प्रेफरेंस के ऊपर होता है. It does not have to do anything with what you are asking me. You can't just generalize like this. You cannot. मेंटल हेल्थ कैसे इंपॉर्टेंट, कैसे इंप्रूव करे भैया? सच बोलकर, अपने आप की सच्चाई को अपने सामने लाओ, अपने आप से बात करो हर रोज, अपने आप को एक रियलिटी चेक दिया करो कि मैंने आज क्या किया, क्या मैंने अपने टाइम को अच्छे से यूटिलाइज किया जितना मुझे यूटिलाइज करना चाहिए। जर्नल किया करो, अपनी फीलिंग्स को लिखो, बुक बुक में, किताब में। एंड डेवलप गुड हैबिट्स लाइक मेडिटेशन एंड रीडिंग। दैट्स लिटरली इट। और एक और चीज होती है कि आपके थॉट्स को इम्प्रूव करो। अभी क्या होता है ना कि अगर आप खुद से बैठे हो ना, तो चांसेस आर दैट मोस्ट पीपल, उनकी जो थॉट्स होते हैं ना वो नेगेटिव होता है। वो अपने आप पे हमेशा डाउट रखते हैं, थोड़ी सेल्फ स्टीम लो होती है। तो इसका क्या सोल्यूशन है ना कि रियलाइज करो कि जो आपके थॉट्स आ रहे हैं ना, दे आर नॉट रियल। थॉट्स आते रहते हैं, थॉट्स हजार आते हैं दिन भर, तो आप हर थॉट को रियलिटी जैसे नहीं ले सकते। याद रखना कि वो आपके थॉट है, आपका विचार, आपका वो फ्लोइंग थॉट है, आपका विचार है। जब तक उसको आप एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते अपने अंदर, आप उसको एनालाइज नहीं करते, आप उसको एक बार फील नहीं करते कि हाँ ये थॉट है और अब मैं इसको एक्सेप्ट कर रहा हूं, तब तक वो रियल नहीं होता। लेकिन जब आपने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया, उस थॉट को अपने मुंह से निकाल कर ये बोल लिया कि नहीं ये तो सच है, सच समझ लिया ना, तो वो आप फिर आपका बन जाता है। तो इसलिए रियलाइज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन हैविंग अ थॉट एंड द डिफरेंस बिटवीन एक्चुअली बिलीविंग इन समथिंग। Believing something is up to you, but the thoughts that you get, they are not up to you. Neither are the thoughts your own. We tend to think thousand different things in a day, but the problem is most of us believe in those things. We don't really objectively look at it. But if we ask more questions, then we would be much better off in the long term. Yesterday you said that how to make money online is a wrong question. What then in your opinion is the right question? The right question in my opinion is to ask, what is my purpose? What is one thing that I want in my life? What do I want to use as something that, as a navigation tool in my life? For example, for me, my navigation tool is freedom. My freedom is very important to me, and all of the things that I do, they are from for my freedom. And it is our duty to find our purpose, no matter what happens. It is absolutely our failure if we cannot discover our purpose in our lives. Ah, I need. How to find your purpose. I have made several videos on this topic, Akhil, on how to find your purpose. And I have repeated this same answer several times in my live streams as well. और बताओ गाइस, क्या चल रहा है? कैसे हो आप लोग? क्या हालचाल? तबीयत कैसी है? खाना पानी कैसा है? मूड कैसा है? जोश कैसा है? प्लान क्या है आज का? किया क्या आज आपने? ये सारे सवालों के जवाब बताओ। एवरीथिंग इज वेल, होप इट इज सेम फॉर यू। यार सच बताओ तो आह I came across this idea about I was watching a video about my कंटेंट स्ट्रैटेजी के ऊपर। एंड अब मैं अपनी कंटेंट स्ट्रैटेजी थोड़ी चेंज करूंगा। आई एम गोइंग टू ट्राई समथिंग एल्स फॉर द नेक्स्ट फ्यू वीडियोस दैट आई डू, एटलीस्ट फॉर अ वीक और अ मंथ। लेट्स सी। So lately I have been optimizing my videos to get new people into my channel. But from now on, I'm going to be optimizing, or rather making videos which are going to be much more free flow. They are going to be my direct opinions. They are going to be my direct thoughts. I'm not going to let my thoughts dilute. You must have noticed in my videos that my recently last few videos there's lots of repetitive ideas. That's because I was restricting myself to those ideas. I was looking to grow my channel in the wrong way, but I have come up across a better strategy, which is that I need to be much more open in my thought. So I'm going to the next few videos that I do, they are going to be much more free flow, and they're going to be sort of mini rants where I talk about my direct experience, why I think that is a problem, and I'm also going to give a solution by the end of the video. That's going to be the format for my next videos from this point onwards, and I'm going to see how those videos perform. I'm trying to reduce the most amount of content I consume online. Okay, that's a good start. I would suggest that it's okay if you watch content if it is something in the self improvement space. If it is a long format video where there are not many edits, well, exactly like my type of videos where there are no edits, literally. It's just someone talking, it's just someone expressing their thoughts. That is still the least harmful content that you can watch. Not, I'm not implying that content in general is not harmful. It can be harmful, but because it tend to has an effect where you will be influenced, and ideally you do not want to be influenced. It is okay to learn, but it is very hard for people to understand when they are being influenced and when versus when they are actually objectively looking at things. It is much better for you to objectively look at things, but most people are not trained, or do not have practice to do that. So it is a better approach to just cold turkey, just go all of content, like don't watch content at all. That is not a bad approach, of course, but it is very hard to do directly. So that's why I suggest this neutral approach, that before you just cut it off completely, you should transition, you should move into lesser harmful content types, so it will be easier for you to transition, because most people cannot directly cut off their phone, or their social media or their content consumption. I have a stable job, government job with 1 lakh in hand with permanent Delhi. I'm confused to pivot to tech career. What should I do? देखो, अगर आपके पास, if you already have a stable government job, then you can, in all the free time that you get, you can use to upskill in your tech thing. Okay, you can do the research on how many fields, how many options you have. Out of those options that you have, you can take courses, you can do some self projects, and make sure you do them by yourself. And as you do that, you will get an idea whether you can, whether you actually like this, and if you like it, then you can definitely transition into tech eventually, while learning on the side, while making projects on the side, while you do your job. That should be your approach. Anyways, I will be right back. Just give me a minute or two. I need to get water. I'll give you a really good I'll give you a really good suggestion, by the way, Akhil. If you like my type of content, you will definitely like Hamza. Look out for Hamza's channel. He has self improvement content, so you can check him out. And there's also one more, Chat Tag. You can look him up. If you like my content, you might like them, because those are somewhat my inspirations as well. Those are some channels that I'm inspired from. I take some inspiration from there. Yes, that is what I'm doing to improve my attention span, watching 20 plus minutes. What do you mean by harmful content, like brain rot stuff? Harmful content would be scrolling reels. Hamza, don't know if I can trust him. Seen lots of videos apparently exposing him. Really got no clue who to trust. Your content has been really helpful, but please keep making more. See, it's not when you're watching content, it's very important to not like, see, the mistake here is that we tend to just think that, okay, if I'm following someone, I must listen to everything that they have to say. But that's where the difference is. As humans, whenever you're listening or whenever you're talking to someone, you don't necessarily have to agree to everything they say, but that does not mean that everything that they say is wrong. Just, I used to think exactly like you. I used to think that if someone has had an exposed video made on them, that means that, okay, like that person, I cannot be trusted. See, if you go out and look for YouTube personalities, right, more or less everyone has an exposed video on them. Nobody is perfect in this world, so you cannot expect that. Like, look at yourself, for example. Are you perfect? Despite all the things that you want to improve in your life, there are so many mistakes that you end up making. So how can you expect that the content that you're watching be coming from someone perfect? Don't watch someone to make them like a god, that they cannot make a mistake. If someone's content is useful to you, then yeah, absolutely go on and watch it, but you don't be in the misconception that you must agree with everything they say. All right, you only need to find out things which are useful to you from them, and if you follow them and you get results, good enough. Because at the end of the day, these are all parasocial relationships. So take whatever value you can get from the internet and just like be happy with it, be content with it, make whatever good you can from it. Don't go on and think, okay, is this person credible, is this good, what should I do, what should I do about this guy? It's overthinking again. Hi. Hi, she creates. Hi. Bro, it's very difficult to leave the stable government job. However, I'm fascinated by the so-called high packages in the tech, but seeing the uncertainty in corporate makes me stuck. See, uncertainty will always be there. And that remains the same case for any, no matter what career you are, whenever you are changing or transitioning into a different career, you will have to go through uncertainty. Be it a business, be it a career, be it a job. If you're see, if you are purely only fascinated by the high packages, then I have some bad news for you, because you are not the only one. High packages attract tons of people, but the only way to find out if you are actually cut out for it is to actually do some projects, to take some courses, to actually code, to actually find out how many fields exist, out of those fields which one might suit you, and then you can actually realistically decide whether this is something that you can do. And I'm not asking you to leave, I'm saying that you do it in your free time. By the way, that's what I said. If you heard my advice, I asked you to do the things or like make projects in your free time, since you must have free time, right? But generally, if you're doing it only for the money, I would not suggest it. Because doing something for the money as a starting position, it's good. Okay, that like, okay, you're inspired by the money that that field can make, then okay, maybe for 1 month you try it. That's a different thing. But choosing your life decision based on money is never a good idea. My latest video is exactly on that topic, about why we as Indians tend to just stay in this rat race, where we are never endingly just going one thing after another, one thing after another, without really having a purpose, without really knowing what direction we must go in. And constantly we make the same mistake, that okay, this is a rat race, let's make this a rat race. I'll do this, it will give me X, I'll do this, it will give me Y. We are not supposed to live like that. We are not meant to be like this. Do you live in US? No, I don't live in US. हेलो भाई, कैसे हो? मैं बढ़िया हूँ। आप कैसे हो सत्यम भाई? आज का दिन कैसा गया? आज का दिन गया यार, आज का दिन तो गया। आज का दिन ठीक था यार, मतलब इतना कुछ। ओके, इट वाज द यूजुअल। आज के दिन में usual, I actually broke my diet today. I did a little bit of cheating on my diet today. I had a few cheat snacks. I did not take pictures of my cheat snacks, but I broke my good, nice diet today. But it's okay, I believe. Like, I'm not going extra extreme. I'm not going extreme yet. So it's fine for me to break my diet occasionally. But yeah, I will be sticking to the healthy diet. हेलो भाई, आपके पास कोई बैकअप प्लान है क्या? हाँ, बिल्कुल है मेरे पास बैकअप प्लान. We all mess up. It was not a mess up, it was more planned. It was just that I had been eating from a week. I had started eating very clean. I'm eating literally the same meals. I'm repeating meals mostly, and I'm eating boring food. So my tongue really needed some taste. So then I had to order some snacks. I think you can see a bottle of a cold drink in the background. Like, you can see that, right? That's also one of the things, extra things I had. Yeah, you can see it. अब मुझे पूछ मत लेना कि मेरा बैकअप प्लान क्या है, ठीक है? मैं नहीं बताने वाला आपको मेरा बैकअप प्लान क्या है। Bro, sometimes I think the motivational videos on Insta, YouTube are just a trap and are very temporary. Of course they are. See, it depends. If you can look at that motivational video and it inspires even one person to take action, and then they realize that having taken that action, they learned something about themselves, that okay, this is a possibility for them, then that is worthwhile. Some people need it, some people need a push. You know how we have friends and sometimes our friends just really tell us something. It might be stupid, it might not even like be anything profound, but sometimes that push is needed, and some people need that push, and once they have that push they might perform better than they otherwise would have. So of course you can't rely on that. Once you are beyond the basic, like once you know the basics, once you know the fundamentals of discipline, self improvement, then you cannot rely on self improvement content. Again, self improvement content is very vast. What exactly do you mean? There are absolutely self improvement material available on the internet, on YouTube, which is very much specific in what you need to do in your self improvement journey. Those things are not a trap. The same motivational same things, like okay, telling someone okay, you need to get up and you need to do work, that okay, you might get, even that some people might find useful. So I don't know, man, if that's a trap, it's a temporary. It's, I still think it's much better than watching brain rot reels. Anything that you're addicted to, it's better to be addicted to something like this. I know that people fall into the trap of getting of needing motivational videos but never taking action. But still, I think it is not that bad, because eventually that person will be forced to take action. That person will learn. I used to be someone like that, by the way. I have consumed tons of self improvement motivational content in the past. Although that did not exactly directly lead me to take action, but it taught me things that I would otherwise not have known. And eventually it built up, it built up, and it led me to know a lot of things in my life. And accordingly, like I did not have to go back and learn the basics of discipline. I think it helped me genuinely, personally, if you ask me. भाई मुझे अपनी इंग्लिश इंप्रूव करनी है, एनी सजेशंस? इंग्लिश में बात करना चालू कर दो यार, हर रोज 1 से 2 मिनट. It can be a line or anything. And expect करना कि आप जब वो लाइन बोलोगे ना वो गंदी निकलेगी. आप परफेक्ट नहीं बोलोगे पहले, बट गलतियां करना सीखो. तो हर रोज 1 1 या 2 2 मिनट आपको इंग्लिश में बात करनी है. जितनी भी गंदी इंग्लिश में आप बात कर सको ना, उतनी गंदी इंग्लिश में बात करनी है. अगर पहले 1 मिनट से स्टार्ट करो कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन हर रोज करो. एंड विथ टाइम यू विल डेफिनेटली इंप्रूव योर इंग्लिश. Can cook some, you can cook some taste healthier way too. I don't really add anything. Like I'll tell you, in my eggs, the only thing it has salt and it has pepper. That's literally it. Nothing else. I eat very bland and boring food and I like it. But yeah, today, like some, since I'm not habituated to it completely, even my coffee is black. It's completely black. There is nothing, like just the coffee, Nescafe coffee, and then I add water to it. That's literally it. That's what my meals look like. In the morning, I wake up, I'll have a cup of coffee. That's it. Some days I'll have it with milk, but the sugar will be very minute. But if it's black, then it's just that. That's it. And then I, until I record my videos, I will not have food. I will have my first meal like by 12 or 1 p.m. And then I'll have my second meal at this time, usually something around this time. But today, since I've had that junk food thing, I won't even be having a second meal. I'm already done with 2,000 calories for my day. Do you regret breaking your diet, or was it planned? Uh, I don't. I mean, yeah, I sort of regret it, of course, because initially the plan was just for me to get ice cream. Oh, I forgot. I also had ice cream. So yeah, my plan was just to get some dessert, something that my taste buds would enjoy. But then that led for me to also like add more to that cart. I just wanted to get dessert. I just wanted some caramel ice cream. That's it. But then yeah, yeah. I was saying if you had cravings, you can cook it home too. Just suggestion. I know, but I don't know cooking. The only thing I can cook is eggs. That's literally it. And I can make some sandwiches. That's it. Like I'm a bad cook. I really want to learn cooking. What I want to learn is making parathas, and chicken. Yeah, these are the two things that I want to learn next. You expect me to cook ice cream? I cannot make ice cream at home. I can have dates as alternatives. Hi bro, how to break that inertia? By taking small action, very small action, so small action that it seems like a joke. Let's say if I'm not being able to work for lots and lots of days, I'll just do a little action. Let's say I haven't been able to post videos for lots of while, okay? So I'll just like that is my task, okay? For me, like I have to post a video every day. So instead of looking at my older videos and going, okay, I have to make a 10-minute video, I'll just go, okay, maybe I'll just come in front of the camera and I'll speak for 1 minute. I'll just make a 1 minute video instead. So once the car gets running, the engine gets warmed up, I'm sure that it will catch its pace anyway. But it is very important to get it started. So that's how you get started with any action or any habit, really. You just do it very small. But this is very hard for people because they can't digest it. I'll tell you about my journey. I've been trying to go every day to the gym, right? So last week, I went to the gym for 4 days. There were 2 or 3 days where I just could not push myself, but instead I could have just gone there, I could have just stood there, but like it seems like a very simple thing. But once you go to a place for every day, right, once you do that small action, it will put you in sort of a trajectory. The bare minimum will keep improving, your baseline will improve when you work like that. And if you can adapt this strategy in your long term life, right, you are going to absolutely crush it in terms of discipline. So that's what I'm trying to do, the same like what I tell you guys, I'm trying to do it the same. Like it's not exempt for me. That's how I like build this channel. That's how I'm actively working on this channel as well. Bro, make a video on how to make decisions. It's very important. Many of us are stuck over years. Okay, sure. That's a good idea. How to make a decision. Okay, how to make decisions. I'm later interested in business and fitness niche, not completely clear yet. But as I shared with you about my MA English, I'm very confused with shall I go for MA in physical edu because it would support later. I don't really understand what you mean by this question. But like I said the other day, you can go with whatever option you want to go for, whilst doing the things that you are interested in terms of business on in your free time. So you will have your safety covered, and at the same time you will be able to do the thing that you want to build your hobby. At first always treat whatever you are interested in as a hobby. Don't directly jump in it unless you're very sure about it, unless you're super confident, unless you have some sort of proof, unless you have a really good reason to do it. See, for me starting YouTube, I knew that like I can pull it off. I still know, I'm very confident that this, like, I won't need my backup. I don't care if it sounds delusional, but I know that I like it is in me. Like it is well within me. If I can make some amount of money, I can make 10x that money, and I can make it a sustainable business for myself. That's the reason that I've taken such harsh decisions. And trust me that you'll get a lot of people asking you that, okay, is this the right decision? Maybe you need a backup. Maybe this might not be the right decision. Maybe they'll criticize you, and you really need to be able to face that. So it's not for the faint hearted to actually um, get through with their hobbies, and lots of people fail. But to have that sort of delusion in your mind that okay, I can pull it off, to have that confidence, it takes like, it really takes some practice. So like when someone tells me that okay, you've taken that decision, but are you sure about it? Like I don't, it doesn't even register in my mind anymore. I know that everyone is going to be critical of the things that I have to show. But somewhere or the else, I have it like absolutely pinned down my brain that yes, I'm going to make it. There is no alternative. There is no other way. There is no backup. Even if I have a backup, I will not accept that I have a backup. To me, it's like it's either this or it's nothing. It's the end of me. Is it a good idea if I first get rich and find my passion? Brother, you've just walked yourself into one of the biggest lies that all of us fall for. How, what do you think the chances are of you getting rich? What if you never get rich? Are you okay with the idea of just like dying while you are just suffering for a cause which is what, like getting rich? Everyone wants to get rich in the world. Everyone follows the same path that you do. Everyone thinks that they will get rich first and then they'll follow or do whatever they want to do in their life. How many do you think make it? So if you are going to work against the odds, you might as well work against the odds for something that you actually are confident about, something that you actually want to do. हेलो ब्रो, कैसे हो? मैं ठीक हूँ, आप कैसे हो? Later in future, nobody can just stick into one source of income. World is evolving. And what do you think happens when you really get good at one skill? That from that one skill you can break into several sources of income, by the way. And YouTube is a place with lots and lots of sources of incomes. Nobody should stick with just one source of income. But again, like this as a strategy is not bad, because if you get so good at your skill, then eventually you don't even need like several sources of income. Otherwise, you know what it's like having, if you have three sources of income and all of them are average or mediocre, how do you think you're going to make it? Isn't it better to just like stick with one and be crazy good at it, so that you can, and I'm not saying one exactly. By one I mean at least one to three things that you are good at, like above average at. And it doesn't take as much as people think. It's not as hard as people think. You just actually need 100 hours of something to be above average, like to beat 80 to 90% of people in that specific thing. 100 hours. If you put in 1 hour every day, that's 100 days. That's like 3 to 4 months. So you can do it within a year. Not even a year, you can do it within 6 months. Let's say even if you're the least disciplined person, still you can do it within a year. So I definitely believe, this is my opinion, that this is the generation of you being like at least good, like above average at least two to three things. That's what you need to make a successful or a safe, good, nice career. And of course, there is no shame in doing the approach that you just said, that okay, like maybe find two to three sources of income. But how many people can actually find two to three sources of income? And like don't be in the misconception that it is easy to find a source of income. You will absolutely need to put your brain behind that source of income. Trust me, I've tried doing all of these things that you are talking about. These are all concepts and they like revolve like hot cake around the internet. You are a software engineer. No, I'm not a software engineer. I'm a computer science student. Yes, I used to be a computer science. Like I'm a computer science guy. That's like literally it. But right now I'm a YouTuber. How do you know which degree do you want to do at the age of 15, 17? You don't know what degree you want to do at. Don't even think about degrees right now. You're too young. Think about skills and think about hobbies. That's literally what you should focus on. pretty high in my opinion. I think being a jack of all trades is better than being a master of one. See, like for jack of all trades, a jack of all trades can keep you average, or at like after struggling and grinding and hustling for a few years, it can get you to maybe like above, a little bit like above average. Okay, just enough to like sustain yourself. But like if you really look at it, a master at something, a master at, ideally, like this is my opinion, right, a master at two or three things is always going to beat a jack of all trades. Look, like think of it in terms of restaurant example. Like there are so many restaurants where they will have like 5 to 6 dishes, like so many dishes which there are no specials, but they'll have like 5 to 6 things like which people can go to, right? Versus there are restaurants which are like absolutely high dining and they're popular only for a few dining options. Which one do you think does better in revenue? What time is it? Okay, okay. If it is a trap, then how to escape it? By I've given the solutions in my videos, Akhil. I talk about this all the time. The answer to beat the trap is to literally treat your day as if you've already become rich. You've already achieved your goal of being at the most of money. Then ask yourself, what is it that you would do if you were already rich? Like you have all the money that you need anyway. What is it that you would do after that? What is it? What is something that you would do despite the money? Like you have all that money, or if you don't have that money, that is the answer. Like this, I would do it regardless of me having the money or not. Like I get ideas anyway, so I want to share them. I want to express them. So I would do it either in writing or I would do it like here. I would use a platform and I would just like share my opinion with people. That's what I have been doing anyway. Like I've always wanted to teach people things. I used to look for people like who I could teach the concepts that I learned that day, specific day. So this is like my natural personality. So this is what I would do regardless of me having the money or not having the money. So like spending another 3 to 5 years being lecturer, and then if I then go to business fitness, won't it be too late or cumbersome? Not 3 to 5 years, not 3 to 5 years, 1 to 2 years. That's your timeline. And the whole point of this is that it won't be late because you will be doing it on the side. I'm not saying that you can't do it on the side. Like you can be a lecturer and at the same time you can actually start something of your own on the side. At first, initially, for the first 6 months or 1 year, you need to do it on the side. You need to either learn, take courses. uh, Other than that, you need to take some action regarding that. Like let's say if it's starting a business, you will actually try and Let's say you'll try, like, what is your business idea? You'll devise a business model plan. You'll consult someone. You'll ask them what your specialty is, how this business is going to be sustainable for you, and all of these things you're going to prepare for. And you're also going to take the risk and the action, by the way, but you're going to do all of these things in your free time, because if you're being a lecturer, you will get enough free time anyway, because lecturers and teachers actually get lots of free time, depending on the school, of course, and depending on the place that you're lecturing at. हेलो भैया, मैं 10th क्लास में हूँ और मेरे को नीट देना है, मगर बहुत कंफ्यूजन में हूँ, करूँ कि नहीं, क्योंकि आजकल के स्कैम्स वगैरह को देखकर क्या नीट देना वर्थ है आपके हिसाब से? अगर आपके अंदर वो है, आप एकेडमिकली आपके पास है, आप घिसने और रगड़ने के लिए रेडी हो, तो आप दे सकते हो नीट। देखो, सिस्टम जैसा भी है, आपकी मेहनत कभी बर्बाद नहीं जाएगी, ये याद रखना। अगर आपके अंदर वो ब्रिलियंस है, तो वर्स्ट केस क्या हो जाएगा, आप री एग्जाम दोगे, फिर भी आपकी री एग्जाम में भी निकल जाएगी। बेस्ट केस क्या होगा, आपकी एक्चुअली में नीट निकल जाएगी। वर्स्ट केस अगर नहीं भी निकलती, चलो मान लो, तब भी आप अपने आप को प्रूव कर दोगे कि हाँ, मैं हार्डवर्क कर सकता हूं। फॉर ऑल द टाइम जहां पे लोग बच्चों के पास कुछ होता नहीं, यूजुअली आफ्टर 10th दे वेस्ट देयर टाइम अलॉट, तो एटलीस्ट आप कोई ऐसी चीज को ट्राई करने में लगा दो। बट हाँ, अगर आपको पता चल जाए कि 3-4 महीने 6 महीने अगर आपने ट्राई किया एंड आपसे नहीं हो रहा, so it's better for you to just give up after that and look for other alternatives. Don't waste your time at something that you are not good at, something that you're not meant for, something that you're not capable enough for. It's very important to accept that thing. बट अगर आप स्कैम ये सारी चीजों की वजह से नहीं करना चाहते हो, तो फिर वो एक वैलिड रीजन नहीं है, वो सिर्फ एक्सक्यूज है। like okay, uh, like a little bit good at everything, because then you can adapt easier in the constantly changing economy. And yes, I agree with your point, you need to be a good master of at least one. Exactly, then you can do all of those things, brand deals, online consulting, YouTube advice videos, all of those you can do while lecturing. And in fact, your lecturing skills are going to improve your YouTube videos. It will improve you as a business person, because you'll be able to communicate better. Being a teacher is like, really, it's a hack in this day and age, I believe. Lots of people are like not realizing it. It's underrated. It's an underrated skill to be able to teach and guide people, and to be a good teacher, not just any teacher, to be a good teacher. Not all lectures. Okay, if they don't get a free time, then they need to make that free time, because ideally that is their hobby or that is their goal. They really want to make it come alive, right? So they'll have to hustle, they'll have to struggle if they might. भैया क्या ई कॉमर्स भैया क्या एक कॉमर्स स्टूडेंट टेक में जा सकता है? हाँ, जा सकता है। अगर आप कोडिंग करोगे तो आप जा सकते हो। आप जो भी टेक फील्ड में घुसना चाहते हो, उसमें अगर आप खुद से प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाओगे, अगर आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे, आप उसमें स्किल्स गेन करोगे, तो आप जा सकते हो। ऑल द रिसोर्सेज आर अवेलेबल ऑन यूट्यूब। भाई, फर्स्ट रेमेडी का प्रोटीन पाउडर यूज किया हो आप? एक स्कूप में 18.7 का मसल ब्लेज का कॉस्टली था। मसल ब्लेज का एक स्कूप में 24 से 25 ग्राम है। भैया, मुझे भी यूट्यूब और कॉलेज दोनों कैसे मैनेज करें, या कौन सा भी एक करूं? दोनों कर सकते हो आप एक साथ में। यूट्यूब में क्या करना होता है यार, मतलब यूट्यूब में कुछ करना नहीं होता। इट्स जस्ट लाइक यू हैव टू अपलोड वन वीडियो एवरी डे। उसमें उतना कोई उतना वो नहीं है यार। इट्स जस्ट लाइक, I don't know why you guys think that doing YouTube like is hard. When you're starting, especially, it's very easy. You don't have to do much. You just have to open your camera, speak, and go away. Because right now it's not something that you are betting or investing on. Right now you're just doing it from the mindset that okay, you're doing a hobby. You're trying something. और वो आप अपने फ्री टाइम में भी कर सकते हो आराम से। Anyways, guys, I think that's going to be it for today. जनसुदी का वी और 1380 का शायद आता है, बट सब जगह खत्म हो गया, तो अभी 80% वाला यूज करूँ, एक मंथ क्या रिटर्न कर दूं? आपकी मर्जी यार, आपकी मर्जी। मैं अच्छे ब्रांड से ही लेना प्रेफर करूंगा ओवर जस्ट एनी अदर brand, unless I'm sure about. I don't know other brands honestly. The only brand I know for protein is like Muscle Blaze. I know that there are several various brands, but that's the one that pops up on top. So like I think it's a bit better than the others. It's a little bit trusted. तो मैं एक थोड़े एक्स्ट्रा पैसा देके अच्छी चीज ले लूंगा। गवर्नमेंट के प्रधानमंत्री जन औषधि योजना के अंदर वे प्रोटीन आता है, बट स्टॉक खत्म हो गया है। यार मुझे नहीं पता था कि ऐसा भी होता है यार, प्रोटीन भी देते हैं आपको उसके अंदर। व्हाट डू यू नीड टू डू टू क्वालिफाई फॉर दैट यार? बहुत सारा लिखना है, कांट राइट हियर। लाइक बोथ एम इन इंग्लिश एंड एम इन फिजिकल एजुकेशन आर अलाइंड इंटरेस्ट, सो व्हाट शैल आई चूज? मेहनत तो दोनों की प्रेप में है। जो आपको बेटर लगे, जो आपकी प्रेफरेंस हो। इट्स लाइक आप चूज कर रहे हो चॉकलेट और कैरेमल के बीच में, आपको जो फ्लेवर में, तो वो थोड़ी रिंग आ जाती है कि हाँ ये, क्योंकि दोनों के लिए आपको इक्वल इंटरेस्ट है, तो फिर फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। चूज वॉट एवर इज लाइक योर प्रेफरेंस, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट चूज। डोंट ओवर थिंक इट, दैट्स द इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट। डिग्री कैसे डिसाइड कर सकते हैं 12th के बाद? हाउ डू यू नो व्हाट यू आर केपेबल ऑफ? इन ऑर्डर टू लर्न व्हाट यू आर केपेबल ऑफ, यू नीड टू टेक एक्शन। आपको कोई स्किल डेवलप करनी पड़ेगी। चलो मान लो कि मैंने अपने आप में चैलेंज लिया कि अभी जो पॉपुलर है, फॉर एग्जांपल वीडियो एडिटिंग पॉपुलर है, तो मैं 1 महीने वीडियो एडिटिंग ट्राई करूंगा एंड आई एम गोइंग टू लर्न व्हाटएवर अबाउट दैट। चलो मान लो ये सब्जेक्ट है मेरे 12th में, अभी मुझे ये सब्जेक्ट में इंटरेस्ट है, तो चलो मैं इसके बारे में पढ़ूंगा, मैं सीखूंगा, मैं खुद से एक बुक उठाऊंगा और मैं उसमें नोट्स बनाऊंगा और मैं इसके बेसिस पर एक्शन स्टेप लूंगा हर रोज। दिस कैन बी अ टास्क। ऐसे कोई भी अपने आप को एक टास्क दो, एक साइड मिशन दो और उसको करो, तो आपको उससे पता चलेगी व्हाट यू आर केपेबल ऑफ। It's not so more about, it's not so more like so much about a specific skill, but it's I think a lot more about discipline. अगर आपके अंदर वो डिसिप्लिन है ना, तो फिर आप स्किल तो आप स्किल एक्विजिशन कर ही सकते हो कभी पॉइंट पे, और आपके पास वो अल्टीमेटली इवेंचुअली आपको पता चल जाएगा कौन सी चीज में आप अच्छे हो। while you take action, आप गलतियां करो, आप गलतियों से सीखो, फिर इटरेट करो, ट्रायल एंड एरर मेथड यूज करो, तो आपको पता चल जाएगा। हर इंसान जनरली इन देयर जर्नी यू विल नोटिस को उनको पता ऐसे ही चलता है, उनको अलग अलग चीजों को ट्राई करके ही पता चलता है कि वो कौन सी चीज में अच्छा है। आपको कभी भी पहली बार में परफेक्ट आंसर नहीं आएगा। इट्स लाइक एक्सपेक्टिंग कि आप जैसे अरेंज मैरिज के लिए निकल रहे हो और आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो कि मेरे मेरे रिश्ता आएगा वही परफेक्ट है, मैं उसको ही चूज करूं, या तो मैं पहली ही बार में ऐसे कैसे परफेक्ट चूज करूं कि मतलब सब कुछ सही निकले। ऐसा नहीं हो सकता ना। भैया आई वांट समथिंग इन रिसर्च। ओके, रिसर्च प्लस क्रिएटिव प्लस फ्लेक्सिबल। आई रिसर्च लॉट, कांट डिसाइड। Okay, so treat this like, since you like research so much, treat this project as a research project, that you are going to research what are the options that you have. From those options you are going to come up with a framework. That framework is that you are going to come up with action steps for yourself to follow for the next 2 to 3 months. All of those fields you are going to research about, and then you are going to ask people who already have experience in that field, or you're going to look at YouTube videos of what their experience has been like in those particular fields that you have researched, which match your criteria. Okay, and once you're done with all of this, then you can start applying for jobs for those specific things, or you can start preparing for it, whatever courses are needed, whatever curriculum is needed from your side. This should be the approach that you take. See, for all the people asking me how is this these days, how is that these days, It's not so much about how a specific thing is these days, because some like although despite of us thinking that lots of things get outdated, they don't. Some things are evergreen. Like skills in general are evergreen. If you have a skill, it will never go to waste, and you can always do this thing, this concept of like having a skill, and you use that skill to learn a new skill. Now let's say, for example, I'm already good. Like let's say I'm a computer science student, so I'm good at coding. Now let's say I decide to transition from coding. Now I already know like look at this in other principles. Okay, like when if I know coding, what am I good at? I'm good at problem solving. What other fields require problem solving? This is the question. This is the thought process. Okay, I'm trying to convey the thought process here. That what other fields require what other fields require, what was the word, I forgot. Problem solving. Yeah, problem solving. Maths requires problem solving, for example. So what can I try? Maths is also another option. If I'm good at coding, what other fields require problem solving? Okay, oh okay, there's one more thing. It's a voice like it's a voice based role, and that will require for you to answer customers. So okay, that requires problem solving. Okay, that's related. Am I good at problem solving? Yes. So this is how you also show interviewers that okay, you already have the skills that are needed. You talk in terms of skills. You don't talk in terms of degrees. You talk in terms of what kind of experiences you have had, which are relevant to the things or the situation that is needed in the job. Let's say you're good at math. You can translate that into a coding career. Let's say I'm good at sales. I can change that into a marketing career. Let's say I'm good at sales and marketing. I can make that into a YouTube career. How? Because I can teach about I can use the principles of sales and marketing on YouTube. Of course I can teach, but I can at the same time I can use the sales and marketing principles on YouTube. What is one sales principle? The sales principle is that you need to consistently do the work. You need to always follow up with your clients. Now what is the principle here? That you need to do it every day. Now how is this applicable to YouTube? You need to post every day in order to actually get like the traffic flowing in your YouTube videos. By traffic I mean views, of course, which means like all of you guys, because that's essentially what the YouTube game is. Like we have to reduce ultimately people into views, which is not like a very nice thing to do, but yeah, that is ultimately the reality. So I hope you get the point that I'm trying to illustrate here, yeah. बिकॉज ये थोड़ा मैंने घुमा फिरा के बोला आपको, लेकिन आई होप आपको समझ आया होगा. यू अंडरस्टूड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू कन्वे हियर. It's a universal thing that you can apply everywhere or and anywhere. MA English is equal to goodwill in society. MA physical edu is maybe complement of with my business later. Nothing sounds right or wrong. Exactly. If nothing sounds right or wrong, then don't let inaction stop you. Like just choose, and know that if one goes wrong, you will always have the other as an option, and you will always have a third or fourth option as well. So you can decide. You can do whatever you want later if this does not work out. But at least give this a shot. Know that you're not stuck if you choose this. Should I choose on focus on? देखो, also get the concept कि it does not always have to be one or the other. You can do both at the same time. You can, if you're confused about choosing for an MBA profile, you can try for MBA, and at the same time you can also in your free time do something which is related to your hobby, and that hobby can later translate into your career. Not in the first stage, maybe after years, but for now this could be your approach. And if you're so confused about that, you need to meet people who have done the MBA profile. And because there are also several subsections in MBA profile, there's a lot. There's IT, HR, all of that. So out of that, you need to ask, what is your end goal? If you are going into corporate, what will your daily life look like? And are you even okay with that life? Are you going to be able to sustain that life? If the answer is yes, then go on. And if you are ready to give the years to that, and if that is your preference, then by all means go on. But know that if even if it is not okay, then you can still change. You won't be stuck with that. You will always have an option to transition in your career. Don't worry about that if that is what you're worried about. I've answered this question before of how you can know if your purpose is genuine or from external influence. So basically, you keep doing it. You keep doing it for a month or 2 months or 3 months even. And if you still feel like doing it, if you still love it, if you feel genuinely challenged, if you feel like okay, it's not that hard for you, if you don't like, if you keep wanting to do it more and more and more, then that is natural to you. All right. Anyways, with that having been said, thank you guys for coming to this stream. Is the decision making and career thing actually so hard, or is it me? It is hard. Like you can very evidently see, not only you, lots and lots of people, like my entire channel is based on career decisions. So a lot of people in India are confused about decision making in regards to their career. It's not just you. But yeah, when you come at what time? I come at around this time only. I come in the late evening, at about like 8 to 8:30. Anywhere between 7 to 10. There is no fixed time, unfortunately, as of now. I keep changing my time, but it's in the evening, it's late evening. Going behind passion or going behind what you are good at? Going behind what you are good at. That is better than, because passion is ultimately an emotion. So if you are going behind what you are good at, that is literally like tangible. That is much more tangible than passion. Anyways, guys, thank you for coming to the stream. Like, I'm going to end the stream. We have like, maybe I'll give you 3 to 4 minutes where we'll just like, I won't be answering or taking any more questions. I'll just talk to you guys. That's it. Before we leave, please let me approx time in your life. I literally just told, I just literally said the time, right? That it's late evening. It's anywhere between 7 to 10. What you guys can do is that you can turn my notifications on. So like, as soon as I'm live, you get the notifications. Thank you for the stream thing. More than helpful. It's quite productive engagement. कैसे हो भैया? मैं ठीक हूँ, आप कैसे हो? Eh, do you mean that it's not helpful? मैं तो अभी आया हूँ. हाँ, तो क्या मैं बैठा रहूँ क्या कि सब लोग आए एक एक करके, जितने भी मेरे चैनल वाले हैं उसके बाद ही जाऊँ क्या? ऐसे करूँ मैं क्या? और भी काम होते हैं यार. I may not really have, but addition to it is the product of chit chats. Okay. By the way, you can also join our Discord, because I'm trying to get people to actually be active on there. We have 90 people now on Discord. So yeah, all of you guys who are engaging in the live stream, if you liked the help, you guys can join my Discord. And like, I hopefully you guys try to chat there as well, because I don't know, for some reason nobody in all the 90 of all the 90 people, not a lot of people are chatting on there. So if you have the same questions, you can ask away there, and I'm sure that there would be also other people willing to jump in with their experiences. Take care, bro. Bye. Yes, bye, 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 guys. Good meditation. I've answered all the questions. Yeah, I think that's it. It was nice. The stream was nice, like all the others. I always love doing this. But yeah, there are some days where I will talk lesser than I would usually do. आज किस बारे में बातें हुई? इतने सारे टॉपिक्स के बारे में बात हुई यार. आपको क्या मैं समझ दूं? We talked about career confusion. We talked about decision making. मौसम के बारे में. आपने मिस कर दिया. Anyways, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Good night.